Is the market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. Did something happen yesterday with somebody wearing a gold tie in a warm weather state that produces orange juice? You betcha. You betcha something happened. You could have a major local bottom here, or at a minimum, you could start a creeping bid in multiple sectors. I'll give you a hint. Solana could be one. Cross-chain trading is the other. Solana memes could follow if we get some juice to the rally. You're not going to want to miss a thing. This show is brought to you by my Patreon. These guys help bring you this free content. Also, at night, they get 3 or 4 charts per night. Altcoin overtime every day, plus a podcast. We have this subtle QR code that you can scan with your phone. And we have something special in the store. There's a gaming report and a report on, well, I can't talk about that, but it's an event in the fall. And needless to say, the 8, count them, the 8 people who bought this report, whom I thank sincerely, printed off this move last night. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. The link is in the description for the store and the membership. And Eagle King is going to drop the link in the chat. Check it out. There is a long-term trade. The trade of the summer for $36. I know you're wrecked. I get it. It's a $15 membership for altcoin overtime, and the report is $36. Come on. Where is everybody? Love you guys. Want to see you make it. Okay, let's welcome who's here. We have Richard Barry on the screen, Patriot Caveman, Robert, Bull Runner in the house, the OGs, Crypto Crazy, Willimeter, Robert, Wiley. Make crypto great again. Local bottom. Fingers crossed. Railroaded, what's up? Welcome. Aiken with the Notorious love. Thank you. The Fuzz Crypto. Willimeter with a super sticker. Love that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Routine here from Amsterdam. Up late. Laughing Dolphin. Spartans in the house from Patreon. Noah. Dutch Farmer from South Dakota. Joe Mike, what's up? Coming to you with a stream scheduled kind of tight. Appreciate everyone coming in. Lisa V, welcome. Sean, love to the market update family. Okay, news. Let's go. Big Rich and Render in the house. Render. A one coin sector or a one sector coin. To prevent an oopsie daisy in the system, the Fed must cut. You can check the report for all kinds of details that they're going to have to get dovish before a certain date. You can check that out. $71 trillion, like huge amounts, trillions of dollars in government debt have to be refinanced in the next 12 months. Not at current rates. No. Not current rates. And if we have a change in the power structure of this country, just like in Argentina, you could have a remaining debt problem, lower rates, less regulation and pressure on food prices, and green fiat could just trend normally lower. Green fiat should be trending lower now, but we're still on this, sell crypto on inflation, and I'm not doing it. And this is why. Now, from our friends at Multicoin Capital, they have a blog where you could have gotten things in the past like Binance Coin at 20. The dawn of Bitcoin programmability. Atomic swaps, multi-signature wallets, conditional payments, the state of Bitcoin development. As I write this article, more than 50 teams working on various approaches, roll-ups, drive chains, side change, and more to scale Bitcoin and make it programmable. Most of these projects identify as Bitcoin layer 2s, which would be a generous interpretation in some cases. Some of them are usable today and others are dependent on future breakthroughs. The focus is on making Bitcoin more programmable. DeFi, cross-chain, building underneath Bitcoin. That's what multi-coin capital thinks. Think they got their money where their mouth is? Patreon star promoter, Big Rich, big guy in Render. Multicoin Capital bought Render at 30 cents. They actually helped it bring it out. It was a metaverse play at the time. Not anymore. These guys were on Solana from the beginning. And they hodled it. I saw the car from the head of Multicoin Capital a couple years ago. You know, he had a red Ferrari with Solana as the license plate way before Solana was cool. So you just think about all these people who are talking about Bitcoin 50K. You know, there can be macro problems. I understand that, but don't fade these guys. Don't. Now, U.S. weekly jobless claims hit the highest level since August of 2023, but the job market's still hot, according to the Associated Press. What do you think their ideology is over at the Associated Press? So is the job market hot, or is it hot for part-time jobs and for people, you know, new to America? Jobless claims jump, but New York City public schools, such as bus drivers, are allowed to apply for benefits. We got 22,000 bus drivers in New York City? I don't know. I don't think this labor market picture is as good as people think it is. I think people are hurting massively, frankly. And I think that is going to wind up on the desk of central bankers sooner rather than later. Remember, as it says on the report in Patreon, there are political conventions and Fed meetings this summer, and there could be a coordinated trade, or not a coordinated trade, a simultaneous shift with crypto as a voting mechanism and a Fed policy change. So might you have to live with volatility in May and June? Are there going to be 6 dumps between the next 60 days? Maybe. Or maybe yesterday was a local bottom and any type of dip occurs from a higher level. Who knows? I kind of like that sound of, you know, Solana up and then dips occur. We'll see, right? Inflation statistics are being reported in a week. Algos will sell on higher inflation. Good. DCA in May. That's my operating thesis. Now, speaking of May 8th, 2004, you have a document from a certain group of people near the Maryland area saying that they don't like crypto. And then some guy in the Sunshine State goes, you know what? No. And there are other candidates for the event in the fall who are like, you know what? I kind of like crypto. That guy hasn't really been fully heard from yet. But of course, at the man in orange, what he has to say about it, Gensler, all these lawsuits, all this stuff that's going on, really, do those guys have a shot after what happened last night? All this FUD, all the FUD was like reverse engineered around the price action. May 8th, 2004, Solana, let's book it and see what happens. Now, this is an interesting tweet. Periods when to make money. Pay attention. So this could be Gann work. I don't know what it is. It's very interesting. But down here, you probably can't see it. 2023 was a great time to buy. Well, what do you know? I'm pretty sure Bitcoin was below 20K at the start of 2023. And it's like, you know, the good times roll to sell stocks or anything else. The sell point is 2026. Everyone's like, yeah, you got to get out of altcoins. Yeah, you got to have an exit plan. Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, or it could just be higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows for a much longer period of time than you might think. Because we need different tech, different money, and most of the people who are going to be running things in the future, you would think, are okay with it. Now, and even if they're not okay with it, we still need different forms of money. We're going to need it then more than ever. So somebody explain to me the negative case here. I don't get it. I do not get the negative case. Consumers are surrendering to inflation. Pressure on people who don't make a lot of money. How long do you think this can go on? How long before it shows up in a number or it shows up in November? Everyone is all bearish. Why? Why? You know, this persistent food inflation, I don't think is 100% organic, but even if it is, people still have to pay the prices. So that creates something called demand destruction. People just go, I'm not doing it. I'm staying home. I believe Netflix numbers were good last time. They're just going to stay home. And what happens when you have demand destruction? Well, you have retail sales down and you have just a much slower economy. And if you start adding job uncertainty or layoffs to any of this, 5% Fed funds, really? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No way. The Citibank Economic Surprise Index, meaning economic numbers coming in worse than expected, I swear, that statistic is foretelling a major drop in long-term interest rates. Solana could flip Ethereum in transaction fees, within a week. So I have this more in the PowerPoint so you can maybe see it better, and I'm not an expert on on-chain data, but obviously Ethereum transactions in the light color here, you know, Ethereum has gas, so they make more than Solana, obviously. But if you look at some metric, which this individual comes up with of like total value to the network, right? Which he's calling me total economic value, fees plus captured MEV, Solana is catching up to ETH in terms of the value of the network. So again, Solana at 140, good or bad, buy or sell. Now, Ethereum's upgrade is making ETH inflationary again, says a reputable crypto research organization. Okay, that makes sense. That's why ETH has underperformed. I get it. ETH is not that competitive at the moment. However, ETH has done nothing and is still where it was pre-FTX. And this will be why, right? You haven't heard anything about this until now. I know this upgrade is recent. However, when you have like ETH FUD, think about this. If there's a change in the outlook on crypto, like for example, the guy with the yellow tie from the Sunshine State, yeah. What crypto does that individual have? Trading cards traded on what network? Yeah. Okay. And 12 months from now, true or false, there will be an Ethereum ETF. Interesting, right? I mean, it's going to take quite the feat of engineering to keep the same ideology in power when you got 2 out of 3 candidates chasing the checkbox of people like me and you. It's an issue. So 12 months from now, Ethereum ETF, yes or no? Yes or no? I like this. Ethereum could experience bullish run, but the ETH ultrasound money narrative is at risk. Yeah, I know. Everything's bad about Ethereum. Like it hasn't gone up, so we have to engineer something. We have to find a reason. Okay, Crypto Quant is not, they're real analysts. They got work. I get it. But really, Ethereum is not money? Really? What kind of money do you want? You want green paper? You want paper from Asia? What paper do you want? Or ETH? oh my God, ETH narrative is at risk. ETH is inflationary. People, they print paper. They print paper. Hello? So, I mean, don't discount ETH waking up. And this is one time where I'm actually with the investment banks. JPMorgan says, these guys, whatever. And then it's not going to stop an Ethereum ETF. You know why? Because they want it. Because BlackRock got the Bitcoin ETF and stole everybody's PR thunder. Somebody other than BlackRock wants an ETH ETF. And to think that after the events of last night, which I don't think have fully sunk in yet, 12 months from now, are you going to have an ETH ETF or not? And if you take Bitcoin and go back 12 months, right? You got it in 2024. Where was Bitcoin in March of 2023? I'm pretty sure it was like 28K, 20K. So that thing rallied. I mean, there was a stall in the middle, but it rallied for a year looking for the ETF. So we're going to have Solana leading way and we're going to give up on ETH. I mean, I'm not saying get married to ETH, but I mean, if Solana gets out of the gate and Solana goes back to 200, it could take the whole market with it. Because anybody who's going to FUD ETH or not approve the ETH ETF or whatever, yeah, okay, they're going to be on a really long vacation starting next year. Grayscale's in looking for the Ethereum ETF. Okay, Bitcoin mining difficulty might dip. So again, on-chain metrics, I get it. Bitcoin difficulty going up fueled the bull market. I'm not an on-chain data expert, but again, these are the type of things you see after a down move, right? The media has to engineer an explanation why it went down, why it won't move. Could Bitcoin go lower? Could the Fed tighten? Could inflation be worse? Okay, yeah, maybe. But are we going to be there when that happens? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bitcoin's longest losing streak, 2024, casts a cloud over crypto. Now, in defense of the media, yesterday, May 8th, this market was like, oh my God. I was like, is this thing going to is this going to go again? And then the orange bottom, possibly. But look how bearish everyone was before that happened. Look how bearish everyone was before this happened. Now, just as a reminder, this is a video of an individual getting $500 worth of Bitcoin in South America. Funny how that guy came into power somewhere in South America who's recently been taking pictures with a guy who makes cars here in Austin. Funny how he cleaned up his whole thing in his whole country and inflation and everything in 6 months. He's like, yeah, we're going to get rid of regulation. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. Yeah, we're going to read an economics textbook. There was a guy in the 80s who pulled this off in the United States. It's written down. You can do it. And we're eventually going to do it. And you're going to have lower rates, a big debt problem, and a major case for alternative money. Because somewhere out there, there's a problem. Like Ray Dalio, do you have non-debt money? Do you? We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so this individual, as I can't talk about on TV, but the president of El Salvador says you pay high taxes to uphold the illusion that you're funding the country you work for, which you are not. Incredible how this guy is turning his country around. And it is amazing how politicians can change their mind when votes are on the line. That is what the previous tweet was about. That accidentally snuck in. And of course, there's Michael Saylor on the subject of taking heat. I'm taking heat. You're taking heat. You know, it's hard to find anybody who's not underwater after what's gone on. Everyone's hurting, right? A little bit. But Michael Saylor says, yeah, we're going to hold it for 100 years. Yep, the 66 to 16K crash, whatever. Shook out the tourists when it was at 16K. We were all ready to ride it to zero. I'm long, come get me. Michael Saylor. Something to remember on down days. Bitcoin ETF issuer launches MEMECOIN index. Huh. A MEMECOIN index. You mean they're going to try to put other forms of crypto into indices and then into ETFs? Because everyone is sitting around trading the boring legacy markets, stocks, bonds. Boring. They're going to do all this. They're going to do it. And if there's a change in the power structure, they're going to do it faster. Okay. The Patreon store, the big long. Check it out. Gaming will be back. The Fab 5 coins. Anybody who thinks we're going to have a cycle without gaming and metaverse, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but the report's $12. You can't get lunch at Taco Bell for $12. Okay, let's see who's here. Bob March, Big Rich, ETH is digital silver. Okay, Pizza Boy, welcome. Welcome. Robin, Patriot Caveman. All the numbers are questionable. John is here. AZK, welcome. Welcome to the show. Silas. Okay. Silas says, I grew up overseas and moved here just in time to pay taxes. It hasn't exactly fully panned out the way I want to. Well, sir, welcome to America. The good news about this place is that we're flexible. We bend like the willow tree, but we don't break. At least old school graybeard patriots like me like to think. Okay, let's go. PowerPoint. Whoops. That's the double secret. By the way, inside Patreon, we have altcoin overtime, and I covered the forbidden subject from a tactical point of view. Long-term price predictions for the forbidden fruit, the forbidden tokens, is in that report. The tactical version is in the $15 a month product where we're doing 3 coins a day. Again, I appreciate everybody in that group. Wait, the Bank of England signals summer interest rate cuts? I wonder why. How did that happen? Why are they doing that? They got to refinance some debt. They got a major financial district in London. Do they want a bank problem? No. Could there be a bank problem out there? Yeah. Are they going to get ahead of it if they can? Yeah. One has to wonder, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, jobless claims, right? Everything is fine. It's fine. Silver. ETH does really good when silver up and green paper goes down. To keep it brief, this is an Elliott wave of silver going all the way back to 2000. So each bar is 2 weeks. 1, 2, 3 wave up. The forever correction. And then slowly, gradually, then suddenly back to 54. How about 100? Anybody for silver at 100? You know, persistent inflation, rate cuts that have to happen no matter what. And everybody needs non-debt money, not to mention the demand out of Asia. Everyone forgets this. Twice as many more crypto users in Asia than US and Europe combined. And they have insatiable demand for metal. Insatiable. Not because there's a problem with green fiat, because there may be a problem with their own fiat. Everybody's got fiat problems. So why isn't this up only? And why couldn't crypto either go along with it or follow? Why is it one or the other? I mean, yes, crypto moved, then crypto came off, and then metals moved. Okay. But I mean, could there come a day where it all goes at the same time? Yeah. Solana versus Bitcoin. Wouldn't you know that we are back at 2022 levels? So back in 2022, Solana versus Bitcoin, SOLBTC, it went down, it hung out for 6 months, and then it went down. Now Solana versus Bitcoin went up, it went sideways, and could it go back up again? Could Solana versus BTC make this big up move? It's sitting on support from all the old highs from 2022. So why not? Why not? Why not us? Solana BTC on a 4-hour chart, you could have that little 4 there is a DeMark 4-wave signal. So an Elliott wave and D wave, as it's called in a DeMark universe. You have 5 waves. 1, 3, and 5 go in the direction of the trend. 2 and 4 are corrective. This signals that final flush down in Solana a couple days ago, couple of, 1 or 2 days ago, that could have been it. And Solana is set to massively outperform Bitcoin and make a new high versus Bitcoin for this little move. Solana on a 4-hour chart, right? Sitting on this DeMark moving average. Could be a bird on a wire getting ready to fly. I guess you got to get through 150 to really get 146 to get really excited. But Solana 140, buy or sell after orange action last night. Some Solana memes look perky. Popcat, a lot of that stuff is considered, to me, is like 4x levered Solana. That stuff starts taking off, and why not? Right? In other words, if the market is in this consolidation funk for a period of months, you can have one coin markets. You could have 1 or 2 coins moving at the same time. We're going to go over Rune later, something the Patreon group got on May 5th when it was $1 lower. It went from 5 to 6 something. Solana and cross-chain and Rune, like trading Bitcoin ETH Solana, yeah, that's what led the market back at the start of the year and last year. Solana versus Ethereum. Solana versus Ethereum has recently broken out. So even though there's a long-term bullish case for Ethereum, theoretically, Solana looks like it's ready to go now, right? Could Solana break out versus just about every major crypto? Theoretically, yes. Theoretically, yes. As long as Solana doesn't turn around and fall out of bed, or we have one of these nightmarish payroll numbers. I mean, I know that stuff's coming up in a week, so maybe that creates hesitation. But you know what? What happens if those numbers are not as bad as people think? Or what happens if people see through the food inflation? Right? What happens? And the Fed has to come out because, I mean, they have to, right? They have to look like they're doing something about it. I mean, whether you like them or you don't like them or whatever their motives are, they at a minimum have to get on the tape and try to talk tough. But again, is that a reason to sell crypto? It could be a reason for a crypto dip because algorithms may read the number and sell. But Solana 140, buy or sell. Solana on a dip, buy or sell. Okay, this is the thing when I showed you earlier about the economic value of Solana creeping up on Ethereum, even though it's probably a theoretical calculation. Okay, now on the subject of ETH happens to be sitting on support at 29.66. ETH is below 3,000. There could be a shift in the United States that could be pro-crypto. They want your VOTE. If they want your VOTE, they got to deliver on at least some of that. So 12 months from now, where is this going to be? ETH versus Bitcoin. I know we're all getting old waiting for this. There's a 9 bottom. Let's see what happens. Let's see if people digest what happens yesterday and start to look forward on ETH. Bitcoin has a 9 bottom on a 4-hour chart. Now, how's that going to play a couple days out? I don't know. Give me a pop to 63 in a consolidation. I'll be happy. I'll be happy. There's a lot of people who think, like yesterday, this looked like it was going to go to 59 or worse. I mean, when this market's down, it just reminds you of I call it the spoon experience. It's actually another utensil, but again, I got to keep it super clean. Every time the market goes down, you feel that falling spoon. You're like, it's coming back again. No more. I can't take it. Oh my God, I got to sell. DCA, yeah, that's for somebody else. I'll let someone else buy it. Right? The spoon experience. Trading the market and managing risk is one thing. Running every time it goes down may not serve you 3 months from now. It may pay you to not be afraid of the knife 3 months from now. RUNE. Hitting support around 489, the 62% retracement of the monster move from basically 50 cents to $11.50. So at 50 cents, no one wanted it. At 11, it was the buy of the century. It went to 5. We went back to I don't want it anymore. And now it's headed for 7. Cross-chain trading. I mean, are we saying cross-chain trading is not a narrative if Solana gets perky? SLV, the silver ETF in the equity market. You have a gap down and then you have a gap up. This could be what's called an island bottom, which is crazy if that's the case. I mean, it's very rare in the equity market to see island bottoms, but this isn't an equity. I mean, it is an equity, but it's an equity of a commodity. I mean, island bottoms are stuff you'd see in the chart books I read from chart books from the 90s that were looking at ag charts from the 70s. SEAM, Coinbase coin. SEAM is down today because it was outperforming when on the way up, but there's a diamond formation on this thing. You could have a Coinbase coin go from 5 to 9. You had Coinbase coins on the way up, like SEI, SUI, Aptos. They were all Coinbase coins. Arrow. Boy, are we saying nothing's going to happen over there on base? Are we back to that? You have RUNE, you have Arrow for base, you have Jupiter, right? These things all can't wake up. Really? Okay. Even if Arrow is this like squiggle sideways move, I don't know. I mean, again, nobody even knew about it down here. And then it went to $2. Now it's back at $1. And it's like, okay, 94 cents is the 62% retracement. Why is no one looking at this? This is the time to look at it. And that's the market update. Okay. Okay. Now, Boris from New Jersey made the stream. Robin wants to know how far Velodrome can go. Okay. Wow. Okay. Final shill on the report. Let's go to Velodrome. By the way, just in case I haven't made myself clear, anything DeFi and RWA, I'm all over this. I'm all over it. Like, we were on Twitter with Tribe, right? We got we're doing like basically 2 to 3 DeFi a day, or we're trying to. No, okay, this is wrong. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to go to 4-hour chart on Velodrome, and to the extent that you like live TA, we're going to sit here and work it out together. So I'm going to do basic hidden pivot analysis. We'll take a trend. We'll take a correction. This is breaking out at 0.025. Okay. And the possible upside target is 0.032. So you have to be somewhat careful about FOMOing into anything that's dramatically outperforming. But if I own this and it holds 0.025, I would let it go to 0.03 and just let it go. Okay. Big Rich likes BasedAI. You know what? So do I. I like this. Based. Let me see if this. This is actually in one of our AI reports in Patreon. Right? And if you look at these charts, right? And you just draw this. Look at this thing pressing. Okay. So if I got the right symbol, this is BasedAI. Okay. A lot of the market is still sitting at or below a 62% retracement level at 461. You do not have to be a TA rocket scientist to find these levels in your coins. Now, needless to say, again, in Patreon, we are all over this. Okay. We are all over this, right? This is why I'm pumping out 3 to 4 coins a day. I mean, you shop during the bear market. I remember in 2021, when the market was just rocketing, people were wishing for the bear market. Now, you never wish for the bear market because they call it a bear market for a reason. If you have an encounter with a bear, you would know that. I haven't had one, but I've seen enough bear markets. But, I mean, again, they have taken all this down. We don't need decentralized AI. There's something out there called Morpheus that's coming out on Arbitrum. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. Great filibuster. You're never too late. You're never too early. You're right on time. Silas asking about Rose. Okay. And watch that this is the same thing. Okay. Rose is the shake, shake, shake you out. They're still doing it. Now, I got to be honest. This kind of stuff's painful to live through because you don't know if it's going to crack or not. You don't. You don't. And not everything is going to come back all at once, right? So 2021, everything went up all at once. 2024, it went up in sectors. This one, it's kind of like coins. Like DOGE is on the move. Of course it is. You're going to be buying electric cars with it, right? So layer ones and layer twos, like anything that helps Bitcoin and ETH work better, I think that's where the bid is going to be in the beginning. Now, Rose is fast, anything with speed, right? So, you know, not above support, but not at give up levels. Okay. Not at give up levels. Okay. Silas says, I've encountered a few real bears. They move fast. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right. Let's go over the bottom line here. People are very interested in you because you like crypto. The vote for crypto and the vote for social media platforms, okay, read between the lines. That voting base is most likely single issue voters. My bags, my check mark. They're going to compete for it. Freedom to say what you want to say. Again, if you like this show and you want more details and you want the raw deal, I would be happy to give it to you for $15 a month. Because we can talk about it every single night. And Angela, a big fan, wants Near. So I'm going to do an encore live TA for Near. And by the way, I kind of like this. I haven't talked about this a lot, but notice like this never went down. This never went down. Never went down. I mean, you do the hidden pivot work on the daily chart of this. I mean, if Near breaks 746, you can see how they're trying, right? So you probably need one strong up week. You're talking about Near at $10. Now, I don't want to be a FOMO madman because it kind of outperformed on the way down. So you may have to wait. Then again, maybe not. This has value. Like, is it Ethereum? Is it Solana? It could be Solana. It could be Ethereum. And this could come out of nowhere. This could come out of nowhere. And Crypto Crazy reminds you, don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. If you're watching the short videos or if you're not, comment down below. Last stream got a lot of comments. I liked them all, and I appreciate that. We will see you tomorrow.